Imagine a defender's worst nightmare, an opponent who could change direction in a heartbeat, whose feet moved with the unpredictability of a master illusionist. Our story is about a man whose dribbling defied logic, whose spirit ignited stadiums, and whose legacy remains etched in the annals of football history. This is the story of Garrincha, the joy of the people. But just how good was he? Join us as we unravel the enigma of Garrincha. Picture a small village in Brazil, Pau Grande, in 1933. A child is born with physical deformities that would have deterred most from pursuing sports, but not Manuel Francisco dos Santos, aka Mane Garrincha. Actually, a birth defect of misshaped spine and one leg being shorter than the other caused Garrincha's right leg to point inwards and his left leg to point outwards. And what did the doctors say? That he was a cripple. Well, it didn't quite turn out like that on the pitch. Despite his physical limitations, Mane's technical prowess caught the eye of local scouts. At first, he was considered too fragile and unusual to succeed, but he quickly proved his doubters wrong. During the summer of 1953, Garrincha arrived for a trial at Botafogo. Nilton Santos, the esteemed left back of the Brazilian national team, saw this as an opportunity to test the young talent. However, Garrincha astounded him by outmaneuvering him repeatedly for the next 5 moves. Impressed by his performance, the coach wasted no time. After just 3 training sessions, Garrincha was given the chance to showcase his skills with the first team of Botafogo, where he promptly marked his debut with a stunning hat-trick. When he began to make a name for himself in the game, he soon acquired a new nickname, the Angel with Bent Legs. And as a matter of fact, during Garrincha's playing days, yellow cards had not been introduced, allowing opponents to repeatedly kick and foul him without any consequences. So, you can all just imagine how good he could have been if he had played under the current rules. In his position, he's the greatest player I've ever seen. Garrincha could do things with the ball that no other player could. Adored by the Brazilian public due to his innocence, carefree attitude and ability to entertain in making fools of opposing players, Garrincha was referred to as Joy of the People. And despite his off-field drinking habits, he remained deeply loved and admired by fans. Garrincha's dribbling was not merely a skill, it was a symphony. He danced with the ball, his every move a note in a melody that left defenders spellbound. To watch him play was to witness poetry in motion. His low center of gravity, combined with an almost supernatural balance, made him unstoppable. His signature move was always the same, feinting once, twice, swaying his upper body, darting back and forth, waiting, and then suddenly breezing past the opponent. Sometimes he would pause, allowing the defender to catch up, only to dribble around them and dart away again. His dribbling style was not only effective, but also entertaining, characterized by a joyous flair and a playfulness that captivated fans and made him a beloved figure in the sport. Regarding Garrincha's dribbling ability, football writer Scott Murray remarked, "The bottom line is uncontestable. Garrincha was the greatest dribbler ever." The partnership of Pelé and Garrincha on the Brazilian national team is one of football's most legendary duos. In fact, when Pelé played alongside Garrincha in the Seleção, Brazil remained undefeated. They lined up together between 1958 and 1966 and they were in harness for 32 full internationals. Brazil won 28 of those and drew the other 4. It would perhaps be an understatement to suggest that Garrincha was the Seleção's most important player during the World Cup winning campaigns of 1958 and 1962. He was just outstanding in the 1958 World Cup, but it was the 1962 edition that solidified his legend. With Pelé injured, the weight of a nation's hopes fell on Garrincha's shoulder. He did not just rise to the occasion, he soared. Garrincha never aspired to be a leader, but during the 1962 World Cup, he single-handedly carried the team on his back. He scored with his left foot, head, free kicks, any way you can imagine, he did it. Initially, he assisted the crucial goal in their final group match against Spain. In the quarterfinals and semi-finals against England and Chile respectively, he netted 2 goals in each game. A Chilean newspaper speaking of his magical performance asked in 1962, "Which planet is he from?" Garrincha drove Brazil to consecutive World Cup triumphs, finishing as the top scorer, and was named player of the tournament. Until Diego Maradona touched extraordinary heights in Mexico '86, it may well be the most significant individual contribution to a World Cup win. His career for Botafogo was extraordinary. He played there for 12 years, clocking up around 580 appearances, scoring a whopping 232 goals. Apart from this, he won the Intercontinental Club Championship, 2 Brazilian Club Championships, and 3 Rio State Championships. With Brazil, Garrincha would win 50 caps and score 12 goals, and he only experienced 1 defeat in his international career. Garrincha's brilliance on the football field was defined by his extraordinary dribbling, creativity, and ability to single-handedly change the course of a game. His contributions to Brazil's World Cup victories in 1958 and 1962, particularly his exceptional performance in the latter, solidify his status as one of football's all-time greats. Similarly, George Weah's outstanding talent and versatility earned him the distinction of being the first African player to win the Ballon d'Or in 1995. So, if you wish to look at how good was George Weah, click on the video being displayed on your screen. Until next time, keep watching this beautiful game. See you soon.